So yeah, it's definitely a cold one here in Pennsylvania today. Hey guys, welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Today I wanted to go over 5 of my favorite mods that I've done so far to my Z06 Corvette. Alright, so I have a lot of performance mods planned for the Z06 coming here soon, hopefully. And in the meantime, I thought I would make a video going over my top 5 favorite mods I've done so far to the car. They're not in any specific order. They're not specifically just performance oriented either. It's a little bit of everything. So let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so the first one on the list is going to be my Borla X-pipe. Whenever I first bought the car, it sounded pretty good. And honestly, it's probably more than enough for most people, but coming from my Camaro ZL1 where I had long tube headers on it, it was a lot louder, it was a lot more aggressive sounding. I wanted this to be a little bit louder, a little bit more aggressive. I didn't want to go as crazy on this car as I did my Camaro because this isn't a muscle car. This is a sports car, so it's supposed to sound refined, but at the same time I wanted a little bit more growl, a little bit more bark to it, so I put the Borla X-pipe on there, which deleted the secondary cats, and I love the way it sounds. Now this X-pipe also gave me a couple extra ponies, and honestly I won't know how much until I actually get it on the dyno, which I'm planning on doing here pretty soon. But as far as the seat of the pants goes, I could definitely feel a difference. I'm thinking somewhere between 10 and 15 horsepower. The horsepower isn't why I did it. Like I said, I wanted the sound, but you know, the horsepower definitely helps. Okay, number 2 is going to be these ACS tinted side markers. The stock front side markers stood out too much, being yellow against red. Just looked odd and out of place. The rear ones were red and they literally blended in, but at the same time they were a slightly different shade of red, so everything just, it didn't look the greatest. Once I put these tinted side markers on, everything just fit. Everything fell into place and the car looked fantastic. Not that these were necessarily the finishing piece, but everything on the car for the most part is either red or black, and with these being yellow and then a different shade of red, it just looked out of place. They maintain the LED function of the stock side markers as well, so they let up yellow in the front, red in the back at night. Still good for visibility and safety reasons. That's just a plus because honestly I just like the way they look. All right, number 3 is going to be the ACS Rear Diffusers. I've actually read a lot of rumors online that state that GM didn't finish the rear of this car due to time and budget constraints, but I have a feeling that if they would have gotten the chance to, this is exactly what it would have looked like. They would have definitely added a rear diffuser and possibly some more rear cooling options. But from what I read, it sounds like they focused very heavily on the front end to, you know, give it a very sporty look, add a bunch of coolers up front and everything, and then in the rear they didn't have time to finish it or the budget to finish it. So what we ended up getting was a rear end that in my opinion didn't look finished. But with these rear ACS diffuser fins, it really finishes up the rear end of the car, gives it a different dimension, just like a lot like the side skirts on the car do. If you see the Z06 or the Stingray without side skirts, it looks like something's missing, and with these it kind of looked the same in the rear, kind of looked like something was missing, but with these it finishes everything off and it makes it look complete. Now, the fact that they help with turbulent wind at high speed is just icing on the cake. I love mods that look great and also are functional. And number 4 is going to be the Sandyeggo cubby shelf, and it's right in here. And as you can see there, it actually gives me this little shelf. So I have, you know, phone charger, my keys under here. I usually set my phone up here. This is kind of a dumb one, I know, but honestly this thing has been more functional than you'd think. There's not a whole lot of room in the Corvette to begin with, especially storage space. So having something like this really helps give you that little bit extra. So you have somewhere to set your phone where it's not just all crammed in there. So it keeps it a little bit organized without scratching things up, and it kind of feels like it gives you more room. And number 5 is going to be the window tint. Right after I bought the car, I added 18% window tint on all of the windows. So the passenger side, this little quarter here, and the rear one, all got 18% tint. And it was right after that I realized the car just looked way more finished. Just like the ACS side markers, the extra colors that were on the car stock didn't really fit. So throwing black tint on the windows, black tint on the side markers really helped pull everything together, because now everything on here is either black or red. And after the window tint was on, it really just made everything flow real nicely all the way through the car. And obviously the tint also helps keep temperatures down on the inside of the car, and maybe helps keep, you know, the sun and everything off the leather. So that's always a plus. And I'm going to throw in a bonus item here, since it's something I didn't purchase, but it is something I did install, and that's going to be these front canards. They go on the front lip, and you really only get them with the Z07 package, but the way that they look is just fantastic. I mean, it gives the car, from the front end especially, it just looks so much wider on the road than, you know, your normal Z06s or even the Stingrays. It just gives it such a wide appearance. And since obviously we're on the idea of doing mods that are also functional, these are functional. They actually help reduce lift on the front bumper at high speeds. So that's not, of course, why I put them on there. I think they look great, but at the same time, throwing mods on a car that don't do anything other than look good or look bad is stupid. So I like the idea of a mod that looks great and is just totally functional. It's a fantastic thing. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Like I said, it's just going to be 5 of my favorite mods I've done so far to the car. With wintertime approaching here in PA, I plan on doing a lot of my performance mods during the winter, try to get some of that nailed down before next summer. So I figured I'd throw together something real quick here to show you what my 5 favorite ones are so far. And some of them are little, some of them are a little bit more major, but honestly, all of them help play into making the car as great as it is. It's a great car from factory, but these little things just help put it over the edge for me. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. So if you liked it, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, shoot them in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as part of the Horsepower Obsessed community, so please do. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next upload.